This is video 4 of 9 in my series of videos from Jacksboro to Scope's Monkey Trial City, Dayton, Tennessee. I'm covering every mile from Jacksboro to Dayton, Tennessee. I have my GoPro on the front windshield of the automobile, and I'm running the power from the automobile, bypassing the battery to the GoPro. I started it recording in Jacksboro, and I let it run continuously until we got to Dayton, Tennessee, and I drove around the famous courthouse down there, and then as I started back out of town, I turned the camera off. So you're going to see every mile of that trip. If you want to watch the whole trip, you can watch it in the series of 9 videos, or you can skip around. We'll go down Highway 27 once we get into Harrogate. Right now we're in Oak Ridge. We turn right and go through Oliver Springs. Really, the highway goes around Oliver Springs. You can see the city of Oliver Springs to the left of the highway as we go by. I don't know if this video is approximately 17 minutes long, and I'm not sure if video 4 shows Oliver Springs. When you do a continuous video, the GoPro, when it gets up to 17 minutes, a little over 17 minutes, on a clip, rather than to continue, it will create another clip. But it does it until you can't really detect where one clip starts and the other one ends. And in other words, when I bring my GoPro back into the computer room and copy the files over to my computer, and I'm reviewing the files, when I go from one to the other, there isn't a gap. But when you're doing a continuous video, there's no way to know unless you have a stopwatch as you look out the window of the automobile where the clips are going to end and begin. So there's no way of knowing until you come back and check them. That's why I can't remember when I come back exactly where one clip begins and the other clip ends. It's early in the morning and I'm having a hard time getting all the jabbering out. The thing that I find, without getting really personal, or I guess I will get personal, you can tell the way I struggle sometimes. And the reason is my brain operates about 50 times faster than my vocal cords. And I guess it's I've been that way most of my life, but when you start getting some age on you, well, thankfully, my brain is still operating at light speed, I guess. But I can't keep up with my mind. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but probably shouldn't cover it. But like I said when I started these videos, rather than just put music behind them or to have silence, I decided that I would jabber on the audio portion of the videos. But as I go down through here, I don't know really how to explain what I'm trying to say, but my brain is about 10 miles down the road, and my brain is speaking, but my vocal cords will not catch up with what I'm trying to say. But it's an age thing, and I know that. But as long as I'm able to think in light speed, I guess that's all right. That's why I like placing text. Thankfully, we have word processors because I cannot spell. It's almost like a dyslexia. I don't suffer from dyslexia, but there's something about spelling, and it used to drive me up a wall when I was working, because most of the jobs that I ever had, I had to write reports, and I hated the dictionary because I had to carry that thing around with me continuously. And I've said this in a text on Facebook before. My spelling was so bad that I would be writing a report, and it was so frustrating, I couldn't spell the word enough to find it in the dictionary, if that makes any sense. And it has nothing to do with intellect or how dumb or how smart you are. It's just one of those things. So when I went to work in Oak Ridge, and the reason I'm jabbering all this is to fill in. I think this is on the outskirts of Oliver Springs. I think this community right here is called something else, but this is basically in the Oliver Springs community. But when I went to work in Oak Ridge, personal computers were just starting to come into vogue. And that's when it started to open up a whole new world for me. When I went to work at Oak Ridge, we had a program called Wang, and it was a word processing program that was really big back before Microsoft got started up with Word. And it had a spell checker. And when I started using that, it opened up a whole new world. And when Microsoft came out with Microsoft Word, to me, that was the greatest invention, really and truly, to me, and my abilities, or my non-abilities. This is, you'll see to the left down here, you can see Oliver Springs. I don't know when this highway was constructed around Oliver Springs, but you can see it down there to the left. But the word processor, to me, is the greatest invention. Spell checker is the greatest invention that was ever devised by man. as far as I'm concerned. And it also improved my spelling. But even today, I have an extreme difficult time with T-O, T-O-O, any word that sounds exactly the same but spelled different. That still gives me a lot of angst. And now that I'm over 80, I still use that spell checker. But right now my brain is just going a mile a minute. And all these things I could say in my brain. But my vocal cords will not keep up with it, if that makes any sense. It's kind of, if I'm in a conversation with someone, I've got to I try to think slow. If you suffer from some of the same symptoms, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a guy, he has a podcast that I watch, Ben Shapiro, and he can speak as fast as his brain goes. And when I watch him, I mean, I can follow him. A lot of people think, man, he's talking too fast, or he's speaking too fast. Not for me. I mean, I may not be able to speed my voice up, but if someone is speaking like Ben Shapiro, just blah, 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 blah. I mean, I can follow that. He never loses me. And I think, man, I wish I could speak with my brain the way you are. He doesn't miss a lick. Now, when I was younger, although I had the problem of trying to spell, I could pretty much stay even with my thoughts. But the older I get, I have a hard time keeping up with my thoughts. The reason I'm laughing is I'm thinking, will I let this audio go? Usually when I'm doing these road videos and I get on here and start blabbing about this, that, and everything else, when I listen to the playback, I think, there's no way I'm going to put that on YouTube. So I usually wind up redoing the audio portion. We're on our way out of Oliver Springs. Our next stop will be Harriman, where we'll get on Highway 27. And back to what I was thinking, I think there's no way I'm going to put that audio out there on YouTube. So I usually wind up doing these like I'm doing this one now, and then I do it again. So a lot of my jabbering you'll never hear because I just erase it and start all over. But I wanted to mention that. And sometimes, I know it's an elderly thing. I'm not in doubt about anything concerning myself. Now, at times, for like a day, I'll be able to speak and think together. But here in the last couple of years, I guess, the ability to speak as I think is getting unsynchronized. I laugh because I can't believe that I'm jabbering this junk. But if you come in and watch my videos, a lot of you that don't know me probably feel like you do know me. So I guess the older I get, the more personal I'll get with these videos. Because these road videos, what are you going to... I mean, we just passed a White House. These road videos are easy to do because there's nothing to do other than just turn your computer on, or your camera, and let it run. But these road videos are the most popular videos that I have on my YouTube channel. So that's why I like doing them, because it's satisfying to know that people watch these and enjoy them. Of course, my type of YouTube videos is not like, some of these people have like 100,000 subscribers. I'm not even in that ball game, but that's okay because I'm doing it for a hobby. And if someone watches, that's great. And if they don't, well, they don't. And this is the end of video 4 of 9. And video 5 of 9 will follow this one when I can get a chance to do it. Thank you. Bye-bye.